So another facet of Bangkok that's come along that's pretty amazing is that there are now English taxis here. And I actually took one and I downloaded the app. There's this app that comes, I wish I had it on my desk, but I don't, that you can put on your phone and you can call one of these luxury taxis to pick you up. And these cars are so beautiful that I've looked at lots of cars, especially when I'm going over to Central and I go into that parking facility. I'm always looking at cars that are parked there. And I never saw one that I desired that I would like to own. But these taxis, these English taxis, are rugged looking. At the same time, they look somewhat like an old Mercedes, but they're beautiful and they're luxurious inside. And it's just like all the other services that are now in Bangkok, Grab Food and Panda Food, and there must be 100 different services you can do online. Online has become very popular here, as it is in China. In China, I've been told that you can order anything to your door and you don't even pay with cash, you pay with some sort of credit card. Well, these taxis, you can't pay them cash. You have to hand them a credit card. And the driver is dressed very nice, and he's in a compartment all by himself. It's got a glass barrier, so for COVID-19, this is absolutely perfect. There's room inside, so you can actually sit a wheelchair inside, and there's a ramp that comes right down to the sidewalk, so the wheelchair can go right very easily into a taxi. There's also 2 portable seats that are right in front of you that can be pulled down. So like trains where you can have people facing in both directions in the seating, you've got the same luxury in this taxi. The taxi also has buttons for everything. I even saw on near the ceiling, although I don't think I photographed it, was an SOS button. So that if you wanted the taxi to stop right away and you want to summon help of any kind, you could do that. The taxi has Wi-Fi. And you can control how much air conditioning you want. And there are controls for lighting and put the window down or whatever you desire. You can have a party in one of these taxis. And they're beautiful. They're vintage looking, I think very retro looking, something maybe from the late 40s or early 40s. You'd see something on the road like this. They're styled that way. But what a beautiful car, and I'd love to own one. And I tried the app today. I went to my heart doctor at the hospital, and after the appointment, I dialed one up, and within 5 minutes, I walked out on the road, and the guy passed me. I flagged him down. I saw him coming, but he didn't. I guess he looked at me and he said, "This schlub could not be my passenger. I'm too high class for this." So I stopped him, and he had an iPad, and he said, "No, I'm sorry, I have to pick somebody up at the hospital." And I said, "That's me. You have to pick up me." And he said, "Sorry." And he went right by me, made the right into Bamarat Hospital, went right in front of the patient's door, and I'm walking really fast, trying to catch up. And I figured this guy just doesn't understand that I have the app, and I ordered him to pick me up. So anyhow, after a few minutes of confusion and talking to him, he asked me what my phone number was. He already had it because I signed up for this app. He had my email. So I got in the taxi and the luxury began. I put my earphones in. I was sitting there listening to symphonic music, driving in a vintage car, going home. And it tells you everything. On my phone, it told me it was going to take me 23 minutes from the hospital to get home. And there's nobody on the road today because everybody's going through COVID and the highways are empty, and I just had this luxury ride home. And I even called my wife up and I told her, hey, get a shot of this taxi coming down our road into our welfare move-on, and let him pull up to the most beautiful house in the move-on. And I got out, and it was wonderful. But I had a chance to film everything inside the taxi, and I thought I should bring this to the world, that this agency bought a number of these. Now the drivers wear sort of a uniform. He had a white, maybe he had a little cross bow tie on too. Called me sir. That already I was going to take that taxi just from calling me that. And the ride was wonderful. Everything was wonderful. And we arrived in front of my house. And of course, you can pay cash. I didn't know that. The first time I took this taxi was in front of the World Trade Center. They were lined up and they had a special that day, a huge discount. Actually, this price came to over 500 baht, but it was only, I think, 310 or 20 baht, the actual receipt. So I got an actual bill from the taxi on email, and it came after I got in and started the computer. I saw my receipt for the ride that I had just taken. So, man, Bangkok has class. It has class.